Okay, let's have a look at an ankle injury in real time. And this is one of the most common injuries. We're looking at a basketball match here with the Lakers. So I'm going to enlarge the screen for you so you can see here. Now, watch the cursor of the mouse. You'll see his left arm is grasping his left ankle down on the lateral malleolus. This is a lateral ankle injury. Let's have a little look at what's happening here. So he's lying on the ground there, not trying to get up, just lying back there. He knows he's done it. If you're looking at him running in towards the key, and watch the ankle, see that little turn in there? He really screwed that up. He's lying, he's just rolling over. He's not even going to try and walk off the court, he gets carried. So in that particular injury, you'll see people quite often having a resulting limp. They're unable to carry their own weight, or if they do, it'll be with a really severely altered gait, the way they walk. Now, while I'm watching the video and I'm hearing the audio from that match, it was a little bit hard for me to talk at the same time, so I've stopped that one there. And what I'm going to do is show you a couple of terms. We'll just look up a few that are important for you to consider. So let's look at one here, the gait. Okay, when you're talking about someone's gait and the way they walk, you'll see examples of what is part of a normal human gait, and you can use terms like this in your assignment. Now, I've just clicked on this image. Hopefully it'll come up with something fairly suitable, and let's zoom in for you. And you'll see there are elements here. So you've got your heel strike at the beginning, you've got your, well, they've got the foot fall or foot flat, okay, and your mid stance. And oh, by the way, you've got classic and new gait terms. I was unaware there was a difference, but here you go. So yes, your terminal stance, pre-swing, initial swing, mid-swing, and so forth, and then heel strike at the end. So these terms I've actually seen both, and I weren't aware they were mixed from two different terms, but you can see the amount of time that you are spending in each part of the phase as well. Now, you can refer to someone's, mid stances where they are unable to weight bear, or their heel strike, and so forth, depending on the type of injury. You'll find that when someone is suffering an ankle injury, something like an ATFL sprain, like what you saw there, that they will tend to have very little weight bearing ability, and they'll primarily use only a toe strike, you'll see there, or something like a toe off from this part of the stance here, but they'll be doing that through the entire part of the gait cycle for their injured limb. So keep in mind that when you're talking about the terminology, or you're using the terminology, you want to try and use correct terminology through your assessment. Now, you don't have to include all elements of the gait swing, but you can reference part of there if you wish. If you want to have a look at some other terms, you might observe some bruising. All right, now bruising, if we have a look at some nasty bruising of the ankle, you can look up that. And you will see, here we go, let's see if we can get some up here. And a term for bruising, you will be able to look up the correct terminology, but I'll give you a little hint. It's referred to often as a contusion or contusion. I think the American pronunciation is contusion, and I don't hear Aussies saying it very much. Other things you might see is redness or rubor, R-U-B-O-U-R, if I can spell it. There we go, and let's have a look there. You can also see erythema or erythema. That is also referring to discoloration, but sometimes rashes. Sorry, I misspelled it. E-R-Y. There we go, erythema. And that can refer to rashes and other forms of discoloration. But that's not limited to the redness of associated with inflammation from injury. I more often see this relating to things like a rash, as you can see here, whereas rubor would be more redness. Swollen is a less commonly used and less accepted term. You tend to look more at inflammation as the term there. Inflammation, there we go. Oh, there we go. Look, there's a mixture of both. But if you're looking up, inflammation is one of the key terms that you'll find. Bruising or edema is another term for inflammation as well. So discoloration are things that you'll be looking for, and other words like, let's see, antalgic. And antalgic refers to the opposite of pain. So if we have a little look here, antalgic and, antalgic gait, look at this. How perfect is that little search there? So take a little look through some of the terms that we'll email to you as well, that you can see what people often misuse. For example, using an inappropriate anatomical term or something that is not an anatomical term, like saying belly button when navel would be the correct term. And excuse me just glancing up at what I have on the screen there. Hopefully that will help you out with some other details for your assessment. Okay.